Google Sheets, functions, and absolute cell references. Congratulations on the 1 year anniversary of living in the Alpha apartment. Your lease is $900 per month, but Chalet Village Apartment Homes has decided to raise the rent by 10%. You want to track your payment history to see if you can afford to continue leasing. On this first page, there's nothing you need to do. Rather, it's more important to go to the second page, the sheet labeled Payment History. On this sheet, you see some data from the due dates for each month that you were leasing the Alpha apartment. And you will also see in the second column, column B, your payment date, the actual date that you made your payment. Now we need to determine the days late for each month. In order to do this, we're going to locate cell C5. And inside of C5, we're going to use equals ABS for absolute value of a number. So I just want to find the absolute value, so not the negative nor the positive, just the number itself. And then I will use a parenthesis. I'm trying to find the days, which is a number of days between two dates. And the two columns two cells I'm going to use are A5, separated by a comma, and B5. But since day 5 is not quite late, I need to add +1 and with the parenthesis, and I'll press enter. So I see that there are 3 days. So if I remitted my payment on January 3rd, I was 3 days late. No fees quite assessed yet, but I do need to make sure that I fill out the rest of my days late for the remainder of my months while I was leasing. So I'm going to use my fill handle, and I'll double click on my fill handle, and it automatically fills the dates and the days that I was late while renting the Alpha apartment. The next step is to go to D5. In D5, I'm going to find the actual fee if I actually do owe a fee. Now to do this, I'm going to use an if statement. Now it's helpful to understand what if statements actually are. So I'm going to go to this side here and use another example before I do it on the chart. So in this example, I want to use, I'm going to say dog, cat, dog, dog, and cat. Great. All right, now then I5, I'm going to write my if statement. So I'm going to say equals, and if, parenthesis. Now if H5 equals dog, now it's a string, it's a word, so I need to put in quotes, dog, then, comma, another word, bark, quotation. Make sure you have all words in quotations. Separate by comma. Now, if it does say bark, if it does say dog, I want it to say bark. However, if it does not, if cell H5 does not say dog, then I want it to say meow or a cat. I'll close my parenthesis. Press enter. Now I do find that H5 does say dog, so it automatically reverts to bark. Now if I'm going to use my fill handle and drag this down, what do you think would show in I6? Let's see. You're right, it was a cat. Meow. I'm going to use this same fill handle to follow down. So what happens here is that the function that I listed automatically picks up the information that is located in the corresponding cell, and it tells me if I need to bark or if I need to meow, depending on if I'm a dog or I'm a cat. Now that might be a fairly generic way to do this. So let's look at something more practical. So we're going to determine if we actually have a fee or not. So just like any other function, I'm going to type equals and then if, So if cell 8, C5, so C5, if that cell C5 is more than 5, then I need to say what's going to happen. What I want to happen is I'm going to put the parenthesis 1 times 100 parenthesis, or if it is not, and put another comma, if cell 5 is not more than 5, I'm going to simply say 0. Close my parenthesis, press enter. Look, so C5 is not more than 5. It is 3. It's not more than 5. So I have $0. Again, I'm going to use this to filter all the way down. And it tells me each month that I've had a late payment and how much that payment was. Now I also needed to determine what my total payment was for a month. Now I know that my payment for each lease month is $900, so my total payment, I'm going to use another if statement here. So equals if that cell C5 is less than 5 or less. So C5 is greater than 5, then I want to have comma B2, which is my lease amount, plus my fee. So B2 plus my fee, which is D5. With my parenthesis. Or if it is not, I just want to have my lease payment. So B2. Press enter. I was not late, so I don't have a late fee. Great, no problem. Now I want to use my fill handle and bring that all the way down and watch what happens here. Oh no. I get all kinds of crazy stuff now. $100 payment date. This is not right. All right. Okay, so we got to go back up to this. And now we need to use what's called absolute cell reference. Now, an absolute cell reference means no matter how many times I fill it, that cell will remain the exact same. In this case, my lease payment should remain the exact same all the way through because I agreed that it's going to be $900 every month. To indicate that it will never change, we put a dollar sign. Keep your dollar signs, right? We want to keep our money. We don't want to change our money. So put a dollar sign before the B, a dollar sign before the 2. Each time you see the dollar sign before the B, dollar sign before the 2. Press enter. And now I'm going to fill that again. Watch what happens when I fill this one more time. Boom. So now my February payment that was late by 6 days, my payment for my lease that month was actually $1,000. Okay, and that's filled all the way through. Now I want to see my total payment, how much I have paid overall for all my payments during my lease period. So we've used this before, but we're going to type in equals sum parenthesis. The values I want to calculate are E5 through, so I'm going to use a colon, E16. It actually did not take E16, so I'm going to type it in here, E16. Press enter. Now I would have spent $11,400 on all of my leases, including all my late payments. Now next year, they say if I'm going to lease again, they're going to raise the rent on me. They're going to raise it by 10%. Okay, so let's look over here in column F. So in column F, I need to calculate what the payment will be if they do raise it 10%. Now, I want to look at it and see just if I did the exact same thing as this year, what my payments would have been. So if I'm going to be late again in February, late again in April and May, and as well as September and October, as well as December, I was late quite a bit. I need to determine what that actual amount will be. So I'm going to use equals E5, use a multiplication, and then I need to use the 10%. Now, in order to do this, so I'm going to multiply E5 by 1.1, which would really indicate a 10% increase. Press enter. Now I'm going to use my fill handle, drag that all the way down to E16. I'll see that on a regular monthly basis, my lease payment becomes $990. However, if I'm ever late, my lease payment becomes $1,100. Okay, so apparently they're also giving a 10% increase on that late payment as well. Quite unfortunate. We need to make sure that we are paying our bills on time. And finally, in this last section, I need to calculate the total. I want to see how much I'm making overall, or how much I would be spending overall if I keep the same habits this next year. So again, equals sum starting in cell E5. So E5 through E16 into my parenthesis and press enter. Oh, I'm sorry. That should have been F5 through F16. Press enter. And that's $12,540 that I would have to pay if I keep the same habits this next year. What kind of difference is that? Well, we're going to figure out equals F17 minus E17. Press enter. That's a difference of $1,140. Once your chart looks like this, you're done. Make sure you click that share button and submit the URL to Canvas. Have a great day.